Introduction. If you find in your heart to care for somebody else, you will have succeeded. Maya Angelou's. You all know that there are different parts at the beginning of books called the foreword, preface, acknowledgement, and introduction. I wrote everything in this book with the help of a higher source. I am not only seeking people who agree with my point of view, but also those who do not believe, or else I shall learn nothing. Finding those with opposing views and asking what if they may be right is a learning experience. It is beneficial that both sides keep an open mind about different ideas and philosophies. I understand that you may feel the urge to skip over to another page or chapter in an attempt to cut to the chase. However, I will tell you to fight off that desire because everything you read will be important. If you give your full attention from the start of this book to the very end of it, you will have a much better chance of succeeding and achieving your objectives. I am not about suppressing your thoughts. I am here to help you surpass them. This is an all-in-one formula. Hope that while you digest my books, you will use it as your own personal guide in all aspects of your life. My formula should be used as a reference tool for meeting the opposite sex, being successful in relationships, controlling your emotion, acquiring financial success, as well as a way to spiritually intertwine yourself with the universe so you can follow the ancient universal law of creation. People may ask what dating has to do with the power of the universe. When picking up women, you must have confidence, and you must believe that you will succeed in the goal. When you believe in something so much, you make it come true. That is the power of the universe. This shows how the universe intertwines with dating, relationship, and every aspect of life. That's how my son Aaron explains it to his Pepe. I recently came back home from a U.S. detention faculty with my written notes in hand. I shall be using some of these notes in this book. I arrived home to my kids on February 8, 2010, after a 3-year absence. Writing this book, as well as others, was a turning point for me. Being away was an opportunity for me to reflect on my life, what it was up until that point, and decide what I wanted to be from that point forward. I am assuming you singled out this book because you are at a turning point in your own life. Maybe you are dissatisfied with how you deal with life in general and believe there must be a way of improving your life. Maybe you received a calling. Congratulations. If this is true, you have picked up the right book. If not, then please go pick up a magazine. I am not stating that you will find all your answers here, but this will be the start of your quest. If you are going to read this book to improve your life and apply what is of value to your life, then this book will change your life. If you are just browsing, if you are just curious, then do not waste your time, and I hope you kept the receipt. If it is in an e-format, then delete it, or if it's in paper format, return it back to the store where you purchased it, or give it to someone who is not afraid to embrace a better life. If this upsets you, that's life. Very cocky and unwarranted sarcasm, not needed. Although you may be unhappy, others may pressure you to stay right where you are. However, deep inside you, you sense things are off balance. If those close to you disapprove of your quest to make changes, you are most likely to keep doing what you are currently doing. The longer you have lived a certain way, the harder it is to change the way. The harder it is to forget and learn a new way. What does it mean to satisfy oneself? You know what you do not like, but you do not know how to think of, much less find a fulfilling alternative. This book will help you see yourself change, which in turn will affect everything you do in every aspect of your life. Once you finish reading this book, you will be better suited to put all that you have learned to good use. I would like to tell you a little about my personal background by explaining to you how I became involved in spiritual teaching. After my 5.5-year relationship with my girlfriend ended in September 2007, I was lost. The relationship did not end well. I did not follow my own teaching and was both embarrassed and ashamed. I had ended my previous relationship of 16 years with my ex-wife Shoshana, the mother of my 3 beautiful children, in a positive way. In this relationship, however, I was not a part of the decision to end it. A month after my breakup with my girlfriend, with the support of my former wife, and one day before I had to leave in October 2007, I found out that having my heart broken by my ex-girlfriend was my way to wholeness. After my life fell apart, I became open to a new dimension of my existence that I had denied for years, yet they were just waiting for my recognition. It was hard for me to see this when I was in terrible pain. However, when I finally looked upon my life, I discovered that another door of unlimited possibility had just opened for me. Soon after this event, I had to leave my home. The reason I had to leave my home and family was that I was caught up in a conspiracy. This was dismissed a few years later because of lack of proof. I am Gino DiCaprio, formerly known as Jake Hollow. I wrote the Jake Hollow Guide on How to Persuade Women, also the revised version, and How to Deal with Emotion in the Life of a Motivational Speaker, under my old stage name, Jake Hollow. More than anything, those books deal with my old physical ego aspects of me. I wrote them between November 2007 and April 2008, before I woke to my real spiritual self, which I began writing between May and July 2008. My work that is written under my previous stage name, Jake Hollow, was mostly written by me and some by my higher self. Nonetheless, most of my Gino DiCaprio work was mostly written by my higher self that took over my physical body while in trance with the help of my spiritual guide. Around that time, I was training selected prison inmates who want to change their lives. They succeeded with my assistance. I became an inspiration to many inmates and COs on staying positive, being sure and confident about oneself without worries. A few of these inmates are now interested in becoming life coaches or spiritual teachers. Some lacked confidence, and I helped them rebuild that. They now have that hope that they can achieve change. That is what they truly want. My words seem to soothe them and give them unbelievable hope and confidence. I was referred to as Master DiCaprio or me Lord DiCaprio, the high adamant counselor and advisor. Inside joke. I've become a stronger man because of that experience, stronger than I was before. Being this type of place, detention centers, can only do one or two things. It can break you or make you. It has made me who I am. Faith has chosen this path for me. Now, however, I highly recommend that you read this book more than once. Do not even miss one page and I mean from front to back cover. And then slowly reread it aloud, each paragraph, each day, until it sinks deep into you. Why? There are secret hidden codes in my pages. Taking notes will help deepen the meaning in your mind. So make this a fun activity, even though this is a serious journey. What is the point of living if you're not having fun enjoying life? Please note, only you can stop yourself from moving forward. These books should not be read silently, but aloud, and each paragraph should at some stage be analyzed closely and personally. When you read, I want you to feel it as if I am speaking directly to you and that I am putting you into a trance. I tell you, the reader, that you have two options. To read it as if it's an ordinary book and not get the full force of the power available to you, or do what I recommend as a requirement and read it aloud with passion as if reading to a captive audience who is hanging on your every word. This book should be read with commitment and a feeling of greatness and energy. You are to imagine your audience listening to each word carefully, feeding off the words, wanting to hear each word, wanting more, as they all lead forward in their seat absolutely entranced. As the reader, you should visualize yourself standing on the stage, book in one hand with the other arm free to gesture as you walk around the stage, reading the book aloud with great passion.